now I'm going to take you through how the intelligent forecasting feature works on Airspeed. So as a sales rep, I can come over here into the deals view and have a look at all of the deals that belong to me in the CRM. So this pulls all the data directly from the CRM. So this is just a copy of what you might have in your HubSpot or your Salesforce, but also enhanced with a lot of Airspeed specific features. So we have all of the MedPick values here and all of the activity that we've brought in through the different platforms that you've connected with. So whether that's email, Slack, things like that. We've also got our first AI feature in intelligent forecasting, and this is our close probability. This gives you a really quick indication of how this deal is progressing and how likely we think that it will close within the current forecasting period. To get a little bit of information as to how we've got to this decision, you can hover over the value in the table column. And here you will see that the reasoning the model has come back with as to why it's come up with that number. So you can use this to drill down into each individual deal and get a better understanding of kind of where it is in the pipeline and how likely it might close in that forecasting period. This is really helpful when you're coming to submit your forecast. So what you'll do here is hit the button on the top right. You'll select the deals from the table that you want in this forecast. And you'll see here that we also bring out the top deals by value. And again, we show off the close probability. So it's another little sense check here when you're including the deals in the forecast. Actually, maybe this one is not progressing quite as much as you thought, and will give you, again, the insight as to why the model thought that. And this might help you to maybe reduce your commit number or even increase your commit number. And you can also drill down into individual categories here. So maybe I just want to look at my commit categories, or maybe actually let's have a look at what I've got in pipeline and whether actually I want to boost those numbers or reduce those. So this helps to give the rep a really nice kind of overview of their most critical deals and how they're actually progressing against kind of what maybe the rep has thought. Then what you can do is actually change each of individual value for your forecast categories. So again, whether you want to bump the commit up or the pipeline based on maybe the deal closing and the probabilities that we've given you there. Here you can add a note to your forecast, so something you might want to bring out for your manager. So maybe a couple of deals that you think are going to commit, but you're not quite sure which ones, but you're sure that like 2 out of 3 might actually be closing in this quarter. So here you can actually add that information that your manager can read when performing the roll-up. Once you've submitted the forecast, you can come over to the forecasting tab on the left here, and you'll have a My History tab at the top here. And here you get a view of all the different forecasts you've submitted, and you can open these up and drill down and again, see kind of an overview of each of the categories and the values that you've put in there, and also a view of the live deals from your CRM that you included in that forecast. Okay, so then as a sales manager or a CRO, what you're going to want to do is have a look at all of the forecasts that your reps have submitted. And to do that, again, we're going to come over here into the forecasting tab on the left. And you can see here we've got a tab called My Team Forecast. So this is where you'll see all of the forecasts that your reps have submitted. Similar to when you're actually submitting a forecast as a rep, you can change between monthly or quarterly forecasting cadences. As a manager, you're going to want to submit your roll-up. Before you do that, you can drill down into each individual forecast that your rep has submitted. So again, we're going to see the same kind of overview of the different forecast categories and the amounts that make up those categories. We're going to see the comment that rep submitted in the previous step. So again, here we can kind of see what that rep was thinking and why maybe they put a certain number against a category. And we can also see which deals they have selected to include in this forecast. And we get an overview here of all of the information of that deal from the CRM. We can actually customize this view as well by clicking this cog here on the right. And here we can actually include some of our AI deal level insights as well for the forecast in the expanded view. When you come to submit your roll-up as a manager, you can come up here to the top right and hit Submit Forecast. And again, similar view to what the rep sees when they submit theirs. However, now we see a roll-up of all of your direct reports. So we can see here that we've got these 3 teammates, so we can see here that we've got these 3 team members included and the total values for each of the categories. So the total commit, the total best case, and pipeline. But this is where, again, our AI insights or deal level insights come into play. So we can see across the whole team. And again, this is where our deal level insights are really powerful. So for the topmost deals across the whole team in terms of value, we actually get the close probability of each of those deals. So as a manager, I can kind of get a much better overview of across my whole team, across all these critical deals, which ones do I actually need to drill down into. And Airspeed now will be able to give you a number of actually how likely it thinks that those deals will actually close in that forecasting period. Um, and again, you can actually override those numbers that we've rolled up from those reps forecasts. So again, if you think that some reps are maybe being too conservative, you can actually then up the commit values or up the best case. But again, if they're being maybe too optimistic, you can lower those values. And similar to the rep forecast, you can actually leave a comment again for the next manager up who is looking at your roll up of the reps forecasts. And that is it for the intelligent forecasting feature in Airspeed.